Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. As you know, we went on the first Alaskan cruise of the entire season. It was on the Norwegian Bliss, and today I have a video going over exactly what we did as far as excursions in each port. Now, two things here. Number one, a lot of stuff was not open yet because we went very, very early in the season. Again, we were the only cruise ship in all of Alaska. And number two, in my opinion, I think a lot of the excursions that the cruise lines offer, especially in Alaska, are extremely overpriced. And so, what I wanted to do is I wanted to really go through, especially if this is a bucket list item, this trip, and you really don't have a ton of money to spend on excursions. I wanted to make sure that we were able to show people that you really don't have to spend a ton of money in these ports to have a really great time. The first port that we visited was Sitka. This was actually the first time I've ever been to Sitka. I did not go on my last Alaskan cruise here. And what we decided to do was we took the shuttle bus that Norwegian offers to downtown. And from downtown, we walked over to the Sitka National Historical Park. Now, again, there is no charge for this because it is a national park. And here you will find an information center with some exhibits and a short film. And then you can also walk about 3 miles worth of hiking trails. Now, what's really cool about these hiking trails is you're going through a temperate rainforest, which is really nice. And again, it's completely free. So you don't have to worry about, like other excursions that the cruise line offers for hiking are like 2 or 3 miles and you're paying, $150 plus. So you can get your hike in completely free here. The other really cool thing about this historical park were the totem poles. So again, if you want to get those totem poles in as part of your experience in Alaska, you could do that here in Sitka for $0. Now, the other part of our day in Sitka was we headed back towards where we were dropped off and we did an adventure lab. So geocaching is an app and part of geocaching is this adventure lab. And basically they're like little walking tours. So the walking tour took us over to the Russian bishop's house. It took us to St. Michael's Orthodox Cathedral, Totem Square, and the Baranof Castle. So we felt like we had a really good overview of Sitka. We really enjoyed, especially Baranof Castle. That was definitely a must stop. And to be honest, when you're doing these adventure labs, these walking tours, they do give you a lot of information as well. So we didn't feel like we needed to pay for, a walking tour. We didn't feel like we missed out on anything by not having a guide. And what's nice is you can go at your own pace. So again, Sitka got a lot of stuff done for no money. The next port we went to was Juno. And Juno, again, was a port that for Norwegian, we had to either take a shuttle bus or we could walk to downtown. And the only thing that we did in Juno was a few adventure labs. So again, some walking tours. And what I really like about it, again, is that they do a really good job bringing you to interesting places that maybe you wouldn't have gone otherwise. And some of the things that we went on this walking tour were to the Capitol building, the governor's mansion, and this really quaint little Orthodox church that had a monument that, to be honest, I never would have seen without going on the adventure tour. Now, we did spend some money in Juno. The only thing that we spent was $20 at the Red Dog Saloon. That was a place that I wanted to go last time I was in Alaska, but because of how many cruise ships were there, it was impossible to get into. So again, we had 2 beers and just left a $20 bill, and that was all we spent in Juno. Continuing on, the next port that we went to was Icy Strait Point. Now, if you did not do your hiking in Sitka, there was plenty of hiking to be done here. And this nice kind of like nature trail that they had through the woods between the two docks provided just enough hiking if you're not like a big walker and you didn't want to go all the way down to the Sitka National Historical Park. One of the nice things about the nature trail is that they did have some informational things, especially with the eagle's nest. Again, here the gondola is completely complimentary. We didn't pay for that. And then the other thing that we did to spend most of our time was to walk down to downtown Hoona. If you want to see whether or not that walk was worth it, you can watch that in our Icy Strait Point video. The big winner for today was just the wildlife that was around the port. So we saw sea lions. At low tide, there was a lot of starfish. We saw a seal, we saw a whale. So again, for this one, lots to see right in port. That cost $0. And then, of course, we did do another adventure lab, and that brought us kind of through the old cannery area. Our next cruise port was Ketchikan, and unfortunately we didn't have a lot of time in Ketchikan, but again, we took a shuttle bus on Norwegian to downtown, and we just walked around. So we went up to Creek Street, we went down by where the cruise ships normally dock, saw the Liquid Sunshine sign. There was also a Tongass National Forest building that you can go in that had some exhibits in it and some information. So most of Ketchikan was, again, just walking tours. And then our final cruise port, if you want to call it that, was Victoria. Unfortunately, this was a nighttime one. By the time we got off the ship, it was already pitch black out. So all we did for this one was we didn't do any adventure lab or anything. We just had walked to downtown, took some photos, went over to Chinatown, and that was pretty much it. Now, I did see that there was a shuttle bus from the cruise port for us. I don't know if it was complimentary or not because we didn't take it, but that was available if you didn't want to walk. So that's it. I just wanted to do a quick little video explaining all of the things that we did for absolutely free. Again, the only money that we spent at any port was at the Red Dog Saloon in Juno. So when you're going to Alaska, don't think that you absolutely have to go and spend all this money on all of these excursions. I have linked all of our videos. We had a day-by-day daily vlog. So if you want to take a look at what we did more in depth in port, you can do that there. But I do hope that this helps somebody. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a great time on your Alaska cruise.